All right, Aries, you've pulled some really difficult cards here. And, this one, as much as I hate it and I want to get rid of it, it is one of the reasons why I bought this deck. Now, the beauty here is that this will not resonate with everybody. But with Victim coming out the way that it did from Chakra Wisdom with Pray, somebody needs to hear this. So we're going to get into these oracle cards. We're going to put them aside, and then we're going to get into the reading and open up and see what is going on with Aries. So Aries, this week you pulled Prey once again from Lay Vampire, stalked, invaded, and watched. Now, I think the last time you pulled this was like pretty close to a year ago, almost. Victim is one of the cards that I don't think I've ever seen pulled yet. Now, Prey from Lay Vampire, the blessing is talking about how you are able to make a stand and you are not allowing anybody to bully you anymore or blame you for their own bad behavior. This card is like a reminder that you didn't attract this situation. Here's the thing. We can control how we react to situations, but unfortunately, we cannot control other people. And this is one of those situations when you're looking at Prey where you may be dealing with some really difficult, shitty people that are trying to make you feel really bad. Now, working with this card does talk about not giving up on yourself, right? And believing that you are worth fighting for and not to fall into patterns of victimhood. And then you actually have victims sitting there. Now, the inspiration for this card says that this card indicates that being in denial may be holding you back. To move forward, you must make an honest assessment of your situation. The quote for this card says, "I am not a victim. I choose to do what I am doing." The personal question asks, how are my actions connected to my inability to create breakthroughs? Am I willing to make new choices in order to grow? The key ideas are feeling blocked, blaming others, past resentment, deluding yourself, and potential for greatness. If you're dealing with somebody who's being really shitty, don't take that victim mentality. Again, you have to make an honest assessment about the situation that you're in. Did you put yourself in this position? It's one thing when you put yourself in a position to, go through that energy of Prey. And then it's another thing completely when you're just dealing with shitty people. But this is also a reminder, too, that if you've been through this situation, you cannot hang on to that resentment either. All right, Aries, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. Nice. And it's almost the perfect card for you guys, too. Seeing the Ace of Wands as a signifier is perfect. New creative ideas, new creative inspirations, new sparks of passion, a new beginning. It's perfect. And then in the past, the Ten of Wands. So for some of you, you may have been really overwhelmed by something. And there you go. You have the ending of the cycle and the beginning as your signifier, which is perfect. It's in perfect order. But looking at the Ten of Wands could suggest that for a lot of you, you may have taken on a little bit more than you can handle. But when you're looking at the Ace of Wands again as your signifier, it's like you dropped the load. You went from 10 and went back to that 1, which is good. But it is suggesting that you've been through something that was really overwhelming for you. Oh, look at that. The Empress and the Ace of Wands. That's perfect. It's perfect. So, maybe Prey and Victim just was for a select few here because what I'm seeing here is fantastic. When you're looking at the Empress and your present conditions, for those of you who, are feeling this way right now, it's perfect. It is perfect. For others of you, this may be dealing with like a really nurturing, loving person. The Empress is the mother figure, right? For some of you, it may be actually dealing with a mom figure, or it could be dealing with, a female that is really attractive. For some of you, this is just beautiful energy surrounding you right now. And it is a beautiful new beginning. There's the ability here to manifest such beautiful things with this. The Empress has a very comfortable feeling with it. When you talk about abundance, and then not only that, but giving birth to new ideas. And there you go, right? It's beautiful. It's perfect. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Future conditions. So when you're looking at the world, and I'm looking at it connected with your past coming through, that is the successful completion. It's beautiful. The other thing is feeling accomplished. It's like you go from being overwhelmed, you get out of that cycle, you go into this really beautiful, beautiful cycle here with the Empress and the Ace of Wands, and you finish up things in a beautiful way. The world is beautiful. I mean, you're looking at, a perfect new beginning too. For a lot of you, you're feeling really good. You're feeling really good. On top of things are comfortable for you. You did what you needed to get rid of that overwhelming feeling. You lightened the load and you look great. Your best path to follow. So maybe not dealing with a person, but maybe. Usually when I see court cards in this position, I'm thinking about, the type of energy that you want to have surrounding you as well. When you're looking at the King of Cups again, being loving, being supportive, there is like this energy around Aries right now that has to do with, this really supportive, loving energy. And for some of you, this may be how you need to be, especially if it has to do with like a relationship for that matter. If you're looking at, for some of you, beginning a new relationship, it looks fantastic. It's just asking you here with the King of Cups to tap into, that ability to be emotionally wise, first of all, but also being supportive of others and their creative ideas. And maybe this is you needing to be supportive of yourself, right, in your new beginning, because you look great. You do. Now, for some of you, this could be you focused on somebody else. And, this could go both ways here. This is either the energy you're feeling around you and you're looking at another person, or you're looking at them, right? It kind of goes both ways for me, because sometimes I see the person that's involved come up in this position, but, a lot of times it's usually within the first three. But either way, it's like this beautiful, like nurturing energy. And even if this is just what's surrounding you, it looks great and it feels good. It feels really good. In your environment, strength, very nice. Here's the thing with strength. It's one thing to say that you have the strength to go through whatever difficulties you may have faced, which obviously, you're doing just fine. But the other thing here too is that there needs to be, patience. You can't get too worked up about situations, right? It's about gentle force and grace, right? But it's perfect. It is perfect to see. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, the wand, or the trident, I should say there. But it looks great. It looks really good. I think for a lot of you, you're doing fantastic. For some of you, you just may be dealing with some minor difficulties here, looking at prey and victim. Or maybe this is something that you got out of. And where you're going now looks great. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so looking at the Nine of Pentacles in your hopes and fears, here's the thing. If you are focused on a person and you're looking at a new beginning, the Nine of Pentacles to me is somebody who does not need anyone else's help. It's not that they, aren't open to receiving help. It's just that you are self-reliant. You know how to create your own stability and security. You don't need anybody to help you with that. But again, beautiful, beautiful fucking surroundings. I mean, it's amazing between the two. And then seeing the Ace of Wands, for some of you, this just may be a situation where, you may have like a little bit of a fling for somebody, maybe, right? But I do like seeing the Nine of Pentacles there. It's saying that, you don't want to be codependent on somebody. You may have people around you that are very supportive and very nurturing, but there's a part of you that still wants to, keep your independence, which makes sense with Aries, especially if you're looking at a new relationship. I've always said you can't tie down an Aries. It's impossible, right? But it looks good. It looks really good. You look really comfortable. You look really happy. Financially, you look great. You have this beautiful new beginning. Whatever was overwhelming for you in the past is over with, successfully completed itself. You know, you may be looking at another person around you, but overall, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. And your focus is in an amazing spot. You know, I've always said with the hopes and the fears, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to manifest. It depends on how much focus you put on it. And that, I think, is definitely worth manifesting. But, you know, I already, you know, see you as being independent. It's just, you know, it's like you're maintaining it almost. Oh, and then the outcome. What the hell? What the hell, Aries? So, for me, immediately looking at these three as your clarifier, it suggests that if you're looking at some financial strain or even rejection for that matter, it may be because you showed off a little bit too much or, you know, acted a little bit too soon here with the Knight of Wands, right? But when you're looking at the Nine of Cups and you're looking at the Star, you want to talk about wish fulfillment, right? I mean, come on. It's perfect. I think that you're going to do what you want to do. The reason why the Five of Pentacles is there is saying that it may cost you a little bit of money. And I think you're going to deal with like maybe some short-term struggle. But I definitely don't see this as a rejection by any means. It's just that, you know, if you make a decision to do something new, right? I mean, clearly there's a passion for it here. It just may be a situation where you may have to deal with some financial struggles. Whether that means like having to change a job or moving, whatever it is, it's like in order to get the absolute perfect and good, you're going to have to make, you know, a choice here on, are you willing to deal with this in the short term to get to this point? It's perfect, Aries. It's perfect. And I am so glad that this reading went a different way instead of, you know, what I was fearing was going to show up here with prey and victim. I just think that if, for some of you, if you have dealt with a situation with a difficult person, do not hold on to any resentment there. And I don't think you do. I mean, where you come out at looks really good, really, really good. And I really do think that whatever that situation may have been, you definitely dropped it. You were like, nope, don't want it. And you're pulling in with strength and you look great. All right, Aries, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what other messages there are for you guys. But I'm so glad I clarified that Five of Pentacles. I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not right. I think you do get full of passion there with the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Something new has sparked your interest. But in order to make the most of it and have your wishes fulfilled doubly with the Nine of Cups and the Star, it's like you're going to have to deal with some difficulties. But they're temporary. I've always said with the Five of Pentacles, that's nothing permanent, and you can get yourself out of that situation. But ultimately, you're doing it because you want your wishes fulfilled. And the Star, oh, it's beautiful. And then when you're looking at it with the King of Cups too, it is emotional balance, beautiful emotional balance. And magic, hell yeah. Be open to the magic of life. Right? When I see those two cards, I think of somebody who is open to understanding that, you know, maybe we have to go through a little bit of hardship to ultimately see the magic happening there with the Nine of Cups and the Star. To see those two together, I'm telling you, Aries, by the end of the week, you'll have your wishes fulfilled big time, big time. But be grateful. Be grateful for it. You know, it's so important. Gratitude is so important. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. So again, with prey and victim coming through and then looking at the Ten of Wands, if you've dealt with a difficult situation, you know, this is good to see. All right, what are the messages for Aries singles? You have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So, you know, I don't know why. Usually I always start off with singles, but apparently couples needed to come up first. So for the couples, you may be facing some difficulties But it's a situation here where things look great. You get to a point here where things get much, much better with the Star and the Nine of Cups. There's happiness, there's healing, and there's hope for the future. It's just that, you know, there are things from the past that need to be looked at and released. But, you know, overall, Aries, I'm telling you, when it comes to what you're doing here, you're doing something that is new, that you have a passion for. And absolutely, there is no reason why you can't have your wishes fulfilled big time here. And go ahead, you know, even if you're going to do something that's going to cause you to be in like a little bit of a struggle, it's not going to last. I'm telling you, it's not going to last. This reading looks fantastic.